Welcome to an exciting episode of Motswako. Today, I have the privilege of bringing the proverbial rose amongst the thorns as I represent my fellow sisters and pick the minds of three gentlemen. Re ke re ba botse ntho tse kgale re batla ho ba botsa tsona ha ho tla tabeng tsa banna. Banna le basadi ba sheba dintho ka tsela tse fapaneng. Episode ya bosiung bona ke ho re ruta hore re utlwisisaneng. Dumelang molweni sanbonani, lebitso la ka ke Sechaba ke a le amohela ho Motswako. Tonight, I hold the fort for my sister friends in Mzansi as I probe and poke at some of the similarities and differences between men and women that have earned our Mars and Venus status. In this episode, I'll be having very candid exchanges about romance and bromance as we look deeper into our varied roles in toxic masculinity, shared frustrations, and embracing of parenting, as well as good old-fashioned advice about how a common ground is really what all parties are truly interested in. Another warm welcome ho Motswako. Topic ya rona kajeno ke inside a man. So basadi, let's ka re haka le bona. I hope you've got your papers, your pens ready, taking those notes. Anything o batlang ho tseba ka banna, this is the episode for you. Re dula fatshe le di guests tse three that are very, very different. Re tlo ba botsa ka ntwena ya ho ba monna. Guest ya rona ya pele ke musician and actor Nkuna ra amhela ho Motswako. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's my first time, so I'm excited. Yeah.
I've never met someone like you.
So I feel like you're an all-rounder who industry ena ya rona. You're an actor, you're a musician. Tell us ka Nkuna for batho ba sa tsebeng.
Sure. It will take a long time, but it's just I sing, I act. I studied musical theater, which consists of singing, acting, directing, and writing. Yeah. So from that point on, I did a lot of theater shows, and then I'm gonna television, I'm gonna go film, but now I'm somewhere around soapies.
So Nick, topic ya rona kajeno ke inside a man. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Ke tlo botsa straight. How le Nicholas in front of me today? No, seriously, like.
Sure, that's all.
Ha re bue ho ba monna ho wena ke eng?
Ukuba indoda for me na, it's deeper, but I'm not gonna go that deep. I think once your parents have done what they can do, you know, the great work that we know that our black parents do, you know, and I mean, no one's perfect, but we're raised traditionally. Yeah. But I think when you go out in society, was told in that way where you have to take responsibility. I think responsibility is big as a man for me.
Yeah. So basically, I'm the representative Yabasadi right now.
Yes.
You know, I can't ask for myself because obviously the ring, you know. But
sure.
Kishevile, an interview of yours, and I just remember it was a guy allow interviewer. He's like, hey, Pelawena, Kishaba everywhere. Hank.
Sure.
Why o smile? I get a hank.
Because I've heard it so many times.
Really?
Yeah,
so
I've heard it so many times.
I
don't know.
Do you consider, do you wake up in the morning and know that you're a hank?
I mean, I'm that type of guy who looks in the mirror and say, thank you, creator.
Okay.
No, I am. And some people have words for it in English. But I think we cause as umuntu omnyama, and that's why I just celebrate my Africanness and my blackness, and that we are enough, and that we are good enough, and it's about time, you know, that black is king. Yeah. But I think it's just really being able to take care of yourself and appreciate yourself. We as black people have been told so many years that we are not enough.
So let's speak about your life as a bachelor, because we're going to take this through the next segment.
Correct.
Papa at the end,
Correct.
for a long time.
Sure.
So, in context, how's the bachelor life?
It is amazing. And what
are you dating?
No, I'm not dating.
Okay.
Not at the moment. But it's been so great for me. And because angeti also abangan betu, you know, it's always like, boy, Mara, you know, why are you not at this point dating and having a kid? Yeah. Because as black people, black men, you know, it's about time. And for me, it was important to find myself and be happy within myself before I can be happy with someone else. Yeah. I've traveled the world, I've explored a lot of things. I'm back into writing, I'm back into film and television. And there's so many attention from a lot of women. But
you're being modest.
No, but
I'm joking.
But it's about responsibility.
So if someone's sitting out there, if there's a sister out there who's like, okay, I didn't know.
Okay.
What's the criteria?
The criteria is just go to school, be educated. I tell a lot of black people to go to school.
Okay.
Because I know our struggles and where we come from.
Okay.
And they took education away from us so that we cannot be informed. I will not marry a woman who's not educated.
Wow.
Yes, because
what if she's like that woman? You're like, this is the woman. And then Hana degree.
Then we'll find education together.
What if Habatlu degree?
I mean, it's a very
or a diploma.
It's an interesting question, but it's rare to find. Just need us to build and build together and build an empire. I'm that type of Jay-Z, Beyonce kind of guy. We don't have to be in the you don't have to be in the entertainment industry, but let's build something. Let's change people's lives.
Okay.
Let's be influential.
I can't let you go to this burning issue. There's so much happening in the industry.
Sure.
At this point.
Correct.
And I think Banna as a whole, we're at this point where it's like the conversation has to, it's amongst the Luna as Banna. There's the Suasol, there's the Me Too, stances how as an actor and a musician who's doing well in the industry.
I think gender-based violence is a pandemic. And I was talking to my friends, I was like, if you can't call a woman the B word. Like, for me, it's problematic. And I know I'm young, and I hang around a lot of guys, some of, I even have...
Do you put them in their place when they're out of line?
I have screwed friends, people who want to rap. They want to be rappers. I want to find myself as a rapper. But I'm like, don't call a woman the B word. Because by saying that, you're already putting her in a space, that in your mind explains, what you think she is. So I think it's that. And me and my brothers have walked this path and have got to a place where we understand each other. But I think start in your own corner as brothers and really change the narrative. I think it's that. I know a lot is happening because when you're famous, there's always a lot of women around you, especially the guys who act and sing. They know this. We talk about this all the time. But be responsible. Don't take advantage of women because they love your work and they love you. Just, I think that's it.
So before we close, I think we're going to swap seats for a second.
Sure.
I got to pick your brain in terms of
okay.
So what's that one thing
Okay, because we know what the problem is with our fathers and grandddads. We know patriarchy, we know that it's very cultural and some things are difficult to change. What do you think men right now, fathers who are studying right now, should be able to be aware of to be able to raise kids that will create a different generation?
Just understanding the gender role and gender roles. Like, not to be honest, like I'm raising 2 boys with my husband. We're not perfect. But in my house, my husband wang pehela.
Okay.
My husband research 6 hours. 6 hours. And I just think it's important that Banabaka see that in my husband. So it's not something he'd have to say to them.
Okay.
But and I can only hope that it will be understand. Just breaking down this thing of patriarchy. The role they're unhealthy or kitchening, papa yana what's always the drink. I think that's where it starts. I think it starts with who bonds banabarona as opposed to telling them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I hear what you mean. Because the legendary Patrick Shai, who openly spoke about, gender-based violence, and proudly is now, somebody who does a lot of work in changing, our minds. He said parents should always be aware, or at least really be responsible in terms of raising genders and not always saying, a woman, I'm raising a woman. I think that it becomes a problem because when you raise a woman, there's a lot of things, there are a lot of beautiful things about a woman, but don't raise a woman to be weak because women are strong. And raise a kid to be strong and powerful, them both.
And just having the honest conversations about so thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Nick Soul, uwaka experience high as a bachelor, uwaka manhood, uwaka all things about being a man. Topic yarona yaka jenu ke inside a man, ukanawa yaho hashtag yarona Motswako 20. Uskasuta, we have another guest coming up right after the break.
Ngwana ha tsoa bosiu. Abatla lebotlo. One of you has to wake up, but even though sometimes lena ne ke feel alright, wa bona no ke tlo shapa ka rakuti.
No, because I know you're the only one. Hona jwale re dutse fatshe le a loving husband to his partner, a great father to his boy, Sihle Vezi. Ra amohela ho Motswako. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Sechaba. Thank
Lovely.
you for having
First-
me. You look stunning.
Thank you. So do you. I have to say, the first thing I do, especially I think social media plays a large role. Ke bone di TikTok videos. But when you walked in, I'm trying to piece it together.
Someone completely different.
Yes.
John Vuliketi, Nancy Stogo, John Vuliketi, Nancy Stogo.
A lot of people know me from my social media content, like your YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. That's where I have a series called Incwadi Yamanga, where I play different roles. I play all the roles alone. And it's quite a controversial mini-series that I created. It has characters like Abonu Sihle, who is the starring, coming from my name, Sihle, and there's Aboma Khauta, a very controversial gay guy that is on that series as well.
Let's speak about Roya how as in Ndate. You know, I've seen pictures, Yangwana how, and how adorable it is. Have you always wanted to be in Ndate?
Well, growing up, I've always loved Bana, Babanyani. So, and having a chance to raise my nephews as well, kore impile experience eo ya hore ke bona hore ngwana o godiswa jwang. So I couldn't wait for nako ya hore ha se ke le motho moholo le nna ke be le ngwana wa ka.
And as we know, South Africa ke yona fela country lo reng ho kgona hore di same sex couples di nyale di bene le bana in terms of ho adopta, bo surrogacy, IVF, the arrangement tse jwalo. Process for wena le your husband hore le thole ngwana ine ile jwang?
I must say we are really blessed for dula country e tshwanang le South Africa, where we are as gay people we are allowed to get married and to also adopt children. And again, it's not only married people and coupled people that can adopt bana. Even if only a single gay guy can go and adopt a child, as long as obonsa hore o motho are responsible.
Okay.
O
kgona ba single parent.
Ba single parent and mentally stable.
Okay.
Because ababatli o fang motho o sa kgone ho
O leng
ikemela.
o di strateng ha khutla.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's speak about parenthood. I think for me, what's interesting is that I get a naki in this relationship, le monaka, so hare a same-sex couple. It's very, ki batla o tseba di dynamics it's alone. Like, bonthosa hangwana it's all saying Allah, le take a tense, who role, I understand I talk about you know. But hona le those gender roles tse le reng ha re le batho ba batsho ha re kgone re di shave off. Boma monaka wa thusa but hona le ntho tsa nsheba mo long years like mo kwena. So in those instances, le sebetsa jwang?
Ha le banna le letho le share role ya go godisa ngwana. Ha hona mme, ha hona ntate.
Okay.
Le letho tshwantse le tshwarisana. Le hodise ngwana o. Ngwana ha tsoa bosiu. A batla
Lebotlo.
One of you has to wake up. But even though sometimes lena ne ke feel alright, wa bona no ke tlo shapa ka rakutlo.
No, because I know
and then says utla qetela a tsohile a lo etsa lebotlolo a nyantshe ngwana. So we take equal roles in raising the child. However, there will be different times where, like for an example, naki motho o ratang the outdoors and being active. So I usually take the child out to the park, yes, for the walks, and while Senzo on the other side, kiena ratang mo etsetsang dijo.
Na on qetile ka the party hore ha ngwana alla o ithubatsa because legit I thought ke nna fela motho a etsa tshebisa kwa and then why but it's good that le khona o sebedisana because a lot of people I think motho ha dutse hae o batla wa botsa hore ho sebetsa jwang, especially because even though same-sex marriages ntse di le allowed le khona hore le bene le bana, a lot of people ntse ba le morao in terms of their thinking.
Yes.
And then in terms of sex ya ngwana, did you always want a boy or?
Well, gender ya ngwana wasn't really important. However, now I had a preference ya hore ibe mshimane because
why?
I had an experience of raising my nephews who are obviously boys. I did not want to tap into spaces so kissing familiar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But ha re bua ka the process, and it will depend on how comfortable you are jwang. Le mo concebile jwang?
Well, it was adoption.
Okay.
So we approached the Johannesburg Child Welfare, and then Rago workshopping ya teng. It took us about 2 years for the whole process until we had the child over.
Wena le monna hao la re bontsha hore there are just so many forms of couples that come together. Parenting can be done in different ways, and we can embrace it. Ise e o rutileng ntho ya hore o be motswadi, because it can teach you so many things. I don't know about you, but I feel like haki Sechaba o nekeleng baby number 1 ke le ka change, le ka baby number 2 ka change hape.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't have much experience. It's only been less than 2 years, but it has taught me a lot of things, responsibility and having my priorities right. Because nekele motho ratang monate, so so I had to cut down on that, and had to cut down on buying things that I like for myself.
True.
You know, I used to like certain colognes, I used to like certain clothes, but I had to cut down.
Also, how expensive are babies?
Babies are expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. Like Sechaba, the monthly fees that we pay towards the daycare center, it's quite a lot.
And everything else.
So it has taught me responsibility, setting my priorities right.
All right. Sihle ra leboha ha o dutse fatshe le rona, taking us through your journey, le partner ya hao, Senzo, and also just your fatherhood journey. O re lakaletsa ntho tse ntle kaofela. Thank you so much. O dula le rona kajeno.
Thank you.
All right, re tla khutla ka mora papatso. Topic ya rona ya kajeno ke inside a man. Ha o batla ho sheba hashtag ya rona ho social media, o ka sheba hashtag Motswako 20. Ke tla o bona ha re khutla. Se re khutlile papatsong. Topic ya rona ya kajeno ke inside a man. Re bua le banna ka ntho tse le reng as basadi ona le o ipotsa hore batho ba ba nahana jwang. So I thought ke ba tlise ba dule le nna sofeng re ba botse dipotso. Johannes Mokotedi, ra o amahela ho Motswako. Welcome to the show.
Okay, le nna ke dumela, and thanks for the invite.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm sure le wena o bone hore di-segment tse ding re buile le di-youngster akere.
Yes.
Ba ile hore ba kena bophelong ba re jwetsa what it is to be a man. Ba arabile dipotso tse reng rona basadi re batla ho di tseba.
Yes.
Wena ntate ha o dutse today, how ka bua ka ho ba monna? Ke eng ho ba monna ho wena?
It means, hore, number one, you must have values. Number two, you must have principles. Number three, you must be committed to what you do. In addition to that, you must always, at any given time, be considerate. And if you are a family man, be very, very conscious of your family interest and your family needs. Make sure that there are priorities and make sure that they are achieved.
Hey, we buile hantle hle papa. Mosadi wa o ka gola o smaetse. O nyetse o na le lelapa a go re jwetse ka lenyalo la ho le lelapa la ho.
Okay. Ke nyetse, and I'm married to my best friend.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Re na le bana ba bane.
Se le nyetse nako e kae?
We married now for 5-6 years. We were friends for more than 30 years.
Le bile ba khotsi 30 years?
Yes.
Le nyala recently?
Yes.
Wow. Ha re bue ka banna ba kajeno papa. You know, I think hona le di-era tse different. Ntho tse tsalang ka ntle ka mona ke bo di-gender based violence. Banna ha ba duli. Hona le di-show tse le reng di chase bo ntate ditrateng ba sa pataneng bo maintenance. Kore le ikutlwa jwang ha le bona bo ntho tse?
You know, Santla, when you marry to a friend, it becomes very easy to relate, to communicate, to discuss, even the uncomfortable. Now, as such, look on sort out even the difficult issues. Now, how usimula only a relationship? The motu. Na in my terms, kore mulebele pili.
Yes.
Bona kore ana umita your needs.
Okay.
Bona kore, will he be able to complement and supplement you? All the others, they will follow on its place. Madam, lebella kore ke motho ka tshedisana le lena, motho ka ilong gore nka discuss lena, even the uncomfortable. Ke motho ilong gore o tlo ntlhokomela he ke pallwa and.
And the message to I get ona le ngwana moshimane.
Yes.
Kore ha ke batlo mo compare le batho ba kore banna ba matsatsing ana. But how mo shebile ka mahlong ke eng e o ka reng ho yena hore ngwanaka tsela ke ena?
ke hore a nne le di-priorities tse right, a nne le di-values tse right, a nne le patience.
A tshware basadi jwang ke kopa re bue ka eo.
Okay. Ha a tshwara basadi not as objects,
Okay.
as part. And I itse hore if on a relationship le mosadi, that the input ya mosadi ola also matters in the relationship.
Nako tse ngata ke feel like areng malapeng a batho ba batho ha ba holdi bana ba bashimane accountable. Ha ngwana ha wa moshimane a ka o phoqa ke tjho ho phoqa ka tsela e o no sa inahanang. O ka reng ho yena?
Ho ruta ngwana ha o lape. Sa bobedi go ruta ngwana a se gore go na le nako e leng gore tshwantse felle ka yona. Now it continues. Remember gore hantsintse re re ngwana la ntse a godilana le ntlo ko mara ha buile tlile lapeng ke ngwana. Now ha itlile ha ntse a tlile lapeng e le ngwana, wena lo motswadi, you must still continue to play your role and still your role as a parent, and still be able to teach him and make sure gore a bone di mistakes tsa hae, so that he must be able to correct and move on.
Okay. Re le buile jwang ha o dutse fatshe le rona ka jeno? Kore o rutile ntho, and if anything I'm hoping batjha especially ha o tla banneng ba mametse, but most importantly le basadi ba mamele. You know, I think it's important hore re kgone ho bua ka ntho tsena ke le mosadi o le ntate o le je re kgone ho exchange di notes tseo. So ke a o leboha ha o entse naka o dula le rona ka jeno.
Le nna ke a leboha.
Okay.
Thank you.
Le ikutlwetse he re qadile topic ya rona inside a man, re bua le a bachelor a re jwetsitseng ka his experience as monna, ra sutha ra bua le a young father and a young partner, ra qetella le papa Johannes o iloreng o sana le bana ba baholo and been with his partner for a long time. Topic ya rona ya kajeno ke inside a man, and I hope you took notes. I hope you had fun. O kana wa ya social media wa sheba hashtag ya rona Motswako 20. Nna le wena re tla kopana next week. A man doesn't have time in his life to have time for everything. He doesn't have seasons enough to have a season for every purpose. A man needs to love and to hate at the same moment, to laugh and cry with the same eyes, with the same hands to throw stones and to gather them, to make love in war and war in love, to arrange and confuse, to eat and to digest what history takes years and years to do. Kopana le rona ha Motswako o tswela pele ka di Wednesdays ho the Monate Breakfast Show on Lesedi FM, o re tshware hape ho Jabulu Jule on Ukhozi FM ka di Thursdays.